how do you live a free life if everyone around you is acting like they're prisoners and slaves? You know, they're stuck. How do you, so to me, it's like the real challenge is getting out of stuckness, and that's kind of where I'm kind of like, okay, well, let's identify how are we shackled, and that's how I came. Yeah, I've been working on this for like 10 years just to try and like have a more or less coherent like theory of you know, ethics and things like that. And so yeah, like I think that the lowest layer, if you think about the you know, the Bitcoin is a protocol stack. You also have a bottom layer, a foundation. I think that is terror, like the experience of terror, which is not bad in itself, but the despair. I think despair is the foundation of any kind of dysfunction, addiction, because it's so excruciating. And then the layer on top of that is self-loathing. You know, you have that, like, you try to escape the despair by saying like, oh, but it's just that I'm bad, so maybe I can fix it. And then you can have another layer on top of that, which is envy, which is like, oh, but maybe I'm not bad, maybe the other ones are bad. And so you start judging. You're like, oh, and then you start kind of having that resentment and this passive aggression and like, you know, and because you feel like you're isolated still, and so you come up with all these stories. And then the final layer, which I think is you know, Sauron is like the and Saruman in the Lord of the Rings is pride, is like narcissism. It's like, I am God. That's the ultimate delusion. And they're all just layers of stories to hide the knowledge that you are terrified at one point.